there's a few different ways of charging, right? So we're coming at this, we're looking at the costs in a different way, right? So one way is what I would call a lump sum, okay? Lump sum fee, okay? So let me remember, when we worked out the cost before, it was $6,000 for those people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So just say the salary cost is $6,000, sorry. That's your salary, okay? So we all agree, we got an idea what that team was, right? So you could do a lump sum, right? And you could, so let's just say, for this building, we could pitch the client and we say, okay, I'm going to pitch 9,000. I think, you know, he's going to spend, let's say $10,000 a month, okay? And this includes the building manager, the FM, the ABM, the OP times 2, and the receptionist times 2, right? And we just say, oh, hello. So go around that side. So you
Come sit with me.
Okay, sit with me.
No, like, come sit next to me. Not with me. Yeah. Come sit next to me. Not,
Okay.
not with me. The chair is only one.
Này cái con ta bay cloud.
The chair is only one next to me.
So this is what I would call, so this is what I call like a lump sum fee, right? So it might be a little bit, I don't know, you might do two different contracts in security as well. So you do a lump sum, right? So we have a lump sum and it's in the contract. The basic terms are, I have to provide these people in my team, and they have to do 8 o'clock to 5 p.m. times 4 times
5 times 6.
let me see, right, so we got to do 800 to 1700 and Saturday half day, okay? Yeah, and you cover everything. So everything is like, you know, we've got to employ, but I've got to provide, my contract is lump sum, and April, let's say April the 1st, right? 2020 to 30 of April 2020 to March 2022. So you got a 2-year contract, right? Yeah?
Okay.
Or let's just say it's a 12-month contract, okay?
But normally,
Thường năm đó.
Then
Trong máu tiếp.
Wow.
Thôi coi mà mới nhớ chứ.
Cho nó xem nhăn.
Go right outside, you can see them.
Mong coi cái bài nhau này.
Coi cái bài coi.
Cái mong coi cái bài xuống với cái đá khía này mới đến cái xuống mới à.
Go over there. Go.
Áp chưa? Okay, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to.
So we were just.
Then sorry. Then I'm a bit confused because when we say lump sum.
Let me explain.
Okay.
Let me explain. So we decided we're looking at the office building, right? So I guess I need to
When another student.
We'll do this. I'll do the summary afterwards, and then next week we'll do the apartment, right? Okay, right. So let's just say, so the lump sum is $10,000. I've got to provide 7 people, right? And they've got to cover the building between 8 and 5 and half a day Saturday, okay? And you may have an allowance, and if overtime, you may give them a rate for plus overtime, yeah? But generally speaking, you're probably okay, right? And it's a 12-month contract, okay? Right? So within that, what we were talking about was like, let's just say, so we were looking at the salaries of being about $6,000, okay? So 6,000 minus 10 gives us, it's very easy,
4,000.
right? 4,000. So,
Thao chuột lại.
so you know what I was saying before?
Một sạc, một
Yeah.
sạc một hiển.
That's 40%, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's easy maths.
Tiếc món bóng sạc ao bên này hơi mà món sạc phụ nghĩa ta sạc mỏ.
So after what you know what I was saying before, so first of all you're looking and going $10,000 a month. Ooh, that's nice, right? Nice fee every month. You get 10,000, but you got to pay all those staff,
Yeah.
right? And then when we said we were looking at the higher end of staff, the 6.
Yeah.
So the skill would be if you do lump sum. So the client only knows this figure, right? He only knows that figure.
Yes, yes. That's
So that's what I mean by lump sum, right?
Yeah.
And then you do tax on top, right?
No, that is the point that I confused because from the first whiteboard, you see that you mentioned about operational cost or
Well,
export.
so
So then when we talk about lump sum, I was confused with that.
Yeah.
So this is a separate scenario that did not.
The other one was just working out roughly the real cost, right?
Yeah.
So this is lump sum. So what you do is you say, okay, like so it's 10,000, and so really you want to be trying to get your profit,
20.
because we were saying around about the overheads and everything.
Yeah.
You want to be trying to make almost.
20% of the 4,000, right?
Yeah. No. You need to be making.
6,000 ចំណាយចំណេញ 4,000
What's that?
profit
What's 50% out of that's 9,000.
3,000. Huh?
So, sorry, what's that margin? 4,000 on profit.
4,000 around 60%.
Yeah. So yeah, 60%. Yeah. Okay, right.
But
So that's sort of quite a relatively healthy margin, right? But that's if that's if they sign it, right? I'm just giving you. I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm just saying this is a figure. This is a number, right?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get you to think about is how you get to the lump sum number,
Yeah.
right?
But I see the lump sum approach is that would be work well for the person who the reputation is already well known like you. But for other,
No.
the project owner, they will ask, they want to see the
Why?
detail.
No, I would say the other way around, right?
Why?
So what if you do the lump sum? You need to be quite accurate on your costs. And the problem you have with the lump sum is, especially at the moment, you're restricted by your budget on the personnel. So before, I said there's a range of basically I put on there, currently, a building manager is $1,300 to $3,000 or $4,000 a month is the range, right? So you've got to try and find someone in that, and depending on your building. Now, if you've got a lump sum, you've got to be very tight on your budget. Yeah, you've got to be, and also you want to try and employ as little as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's the balance of, like, I don't want to employ someone too cheap that they're no good and they can't do the job, but I don't want to employ somebody too expensive to cut. So it's the balance, and maybe you have a mix of a team. Maybe you go, the facilities manager is really good, and they're a good. I trust them, and maybe I get an inexperienced property manager, or vice versa, right? It's a bit more difficult with receptionists, and things like receptionists, you could pay someone $200, but you're probably going to have to keep changing them all the time. So if you pay them $350 or $400, they actually stay in the job longer. Maybe they become, because I often look at receptionists become operations. So the reception, if you've got 2 receptionists, she could actually be customer care.
Yeah.
She could do the surveys. You might get one who likes to get up and around, and a pretty girl. Stereotypical. She can go and see the clients every month or something like that. And so then she has a bit of a often they're in university or school, right? So there's something, although they're doing being a receptionist, they've probably got better ability.
Yeah.
And when they graduate, they'll get a better
Yeah.
job, right? But or they could stay with you.
Mm.
So the lump sum is like it can be good if you, but with the lump sum you've got to keep quite a bit of fat. You've got to keep contingency, yeah. So the client, I know that I think that if I went to that client and said, say $11,000, they wouldn't want to pay $11,000, right?
Yeah.
And they wouldn't want to pay it from April the 1st.
Yeah.
The building's not ready, so imagine it's now.
Yeah.
Imagine this is right now, yeah?
Yeah.
And the building's not ready until April the 1st. So you sign a contract with me, and it says from April the 1st, you've got to give me $10,000 a month, yeah? And you've got to give me, so in other words, you've got to give me 120,000. So also don't think of contracts by the month. Think of it in a total. So if it's a 12-month contract, don't think, oh, it's $10,000. Think it's $120,000. If it's a 24-month contract, don't think it's $10,000, or think of it it's $240,000. So as a company, cash flow, think of the lump sum, and then you can make better business decisions based on that. Do you understand what I mean? So you might go 240,000 over 2 years, signed up, committed money. That's quite good. Maybe I'll lower my rate. Yeah, but if you think of it 10,000, you're only thinking too short term. Now, also, what I would do is, if you have a lump sum, you want a deposit, right? You want a deposit. You've got to get money.